too fierce, I send him back. He was too naughty, I send him back. So we fought really hard, and so he ate a dog, I kept him.
Sometimes I forget that God is in control. I forget all the time, actually. I wake up stressed and anxious, pondering all the potential next steps that I need to take. I think to myself, I don't have time to pray or read the Bible right now. I'm too busy working, trying to figure out what I'm going to do about Riker. God gave me a child with special needs. Being a parent to a special needs child often feels like I'm building sandcastles during a rising tide. There's only so much structure I can form together before the next wave hits. Each time a new wave decimates my foundation, I'm left to wonder, is there any reason to continue trying? Compromise seems like the only reasonable option. It's going to be really hard to build a castle on this beach, but I could probably dig a big pool. My family became Christian in 2021. Lex and I were baptized at Southlands Church just a little over a year ago, but prior to being saved by Christ, we had spent most of our lives living as atheists, which means we had been raising our children to be atheists as well. 2022 was a year of dramatic transition for our family. Praying before meals and reading the Bible together have become bookends to a life filled with change. But many times during this last year, I found myself living between two worlds. Parts of me are trapped in unbelief. While I claim to be a Christian, I still think and act like an atheist. In my heart, I know that Jesus Christ died for my sins. And in my heart, I believe the testimonies of his martyred apostles. Despite that knowledge and that belief, I still find myself thinking and doing things that I hate thinking and doing. As a new Christian, my biggest struggle has been accepting that Jesus has already done everything for me. Jesus has covered for my life filled with sin, but he also tells me that I'm allowed to ask God for more. It doesn't feel fair to ask for more. So this has been a year of adjustment for me. Throughout the year, I have thought about my son Riker in relation to Christianity. The Bible tells me that salvation is dependent on belief in Christ. This idea has sent me spiraling into anxiety. Does my son Riker also need to believe in Jesus? Does Riker need to understand the message of the gospel in order to be saved? Can Riker even comprehend ideas like salvation, faith, and grace? Would God send a mentally disabled person to hell if they couldn't believe? I've thought about these questions throughout the year, and thanks to many different pastors at my church, I've come to understand some theological answers to these questions. But in reality, these questions that I have about Riker are really questions about my faith in Jesus. This is the same struggle I have had all year long regarding my own salvation. God knows that I cannot build a castle on this beach in these unfavorable conditions. God knows this task is beyond my own patience, my own intelligence, and my own wisdom. And throughout this year, I have wrestled with God. Do I believe that God will save Riker? Do I trust God? I know that I cannot save Riker, just like I know that I cannot save you. But I am certain that our Father in heaven can save us all. God has done everything for us already. We just have to believe. I know that I'm having a really hard time accepting all of God's blessings, partly because I am a new Christian, and my faith is not yet to the point of moving mountains, and partly because I am bashful about boasting in the Lord. I am still learning to be confident in God. Being the parent of a special needs child often feels like I'm building sandcastles in a rising tide. I cannot do it on my own. I lack wisdom, intelligence, strength, and patience. But our Father in heaven is wonderful. He is overflowing in love.
Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth
as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt, as we also have forgiven our debtors.
God saw fit to allow Lex and I to be Riker's parents. He saw fit to allow Bishop to be Riker's brother. Our family has struggled with changes throughout this last year, but God has been faithful to us. We have asked the Lord for so many impossible things. He has answered our prayers repeatedly, just not always in the way that we expect. If you're interested in following Riker's channel, please hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when we upload videos. Some of the videos we upload are illustrated stories or music videos designed for Riker, and many of the videos that we upload are about Riker. Sometimes we are explaining things that we have learned while trying to teach him, and other times Riker is explaining something to us. May God be with you. I know that He loves us.
Hold his hand. Don't run too fast because you'll knock him over. So run with him and run away from me. Let's go. Yes, we're running good.
So it's never gonna change.
Oh no, Hudson's losing steam. Oh,
Daddy, can you arrest us since we've broken down?
That's it, Hudson. You are under arrest. You have broken down. I got you. You're in jail. You can. Oh no, he broke free. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you.